We know who the better team is here. They do play the Patriots next week. I would always take this, but I don't think Teddy Bridgewater's the guy. I think I get a superstar that's on fire. I'm going to go against everything I believe in. I'm taking the big fat number.
You are going against everything you believe in. You are siding with Waddle.
Yes.
No, I am.
Essentially.
It's the right side.
Because the wise guys are going to be on Minnesota.
I know they are.
Enough is enough is enough. Okay, look, this line opened to Green Bay -10. And 90% of the action has been coming in on Green Bay. You've got tickets 9-1 on Green Bay. Yeah. And the line moved in the opposite direction.
So just based on principle.
Based on principle, you got a huge number, a huge road favorite. You're going to back the home underdog. But think about this too. Analytically, statistically, metrically, whatever you want to say. Minnesota's 6th best in the league, yards per play on the rush. Green Bay, 30th against the rush, yards per play. So what you've got is a chance for Minnesota to control the ball and shorten the game and keep it closer than people would expect.
Bad call. It tells you that they in the trenches aren't a terrible football team.
They aren't.
But like a lot of teams in this league, get the right quarterback.
They play close.
All right, Tennessee, Philadelphia.
Big number.
Take Tennessee. Again, Philadelphia has not always been a great home team.
No, they haven't been a great home team. Tennessee's the right side. The wise guys are all over it. Here's what you're talking about. You're talking about Tennessee and the fact that they are 6th in the league in sacking the quarterback. You've got Philadelphia, which has committed more turnovers than anybody else in the league.
With a quarterback now, Mark Sanchez, who can be turnover prone.
Exactly. So you've got a quarterback predisposed to turnovers. You've got a team that's predisposed to turnovers. You've got another team they're playing that really rushes the quarterback well. That's why they're on Tennessee.
All right, Washington. Now, again, this is one of my favorite picks.
I got it.
I know I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I know I am.
That's fine.
I love the Niners -9 this week, and just tell me I'm wrong.
All right, so you're wrong. You're totally wrong. You are. Listen,
you know what? Some guys marry the wrong woman. Some guys pick the wrong team.
As I've said, right now there's a right side and a wrong side, but after the game is over, the right side is the winning side. So you'll be right after the game, likely. But the wise guys are on Washington right now. Number one, this team it's so inflated because you are getting Washington at its lowest point in the season. You've got a nickname controversy, quarterback controversy, coaching controversy. The team is still a top 10 team statistically, offensively and defensively.
Come on!
By the way, how can you equate picking the wrong wife and picking the wrong team?
Why, they both cost you money.
Listen.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well done.
I'm walking away from that conversation. I will say this. San Francisco, they can't stop anybody on the defensive line from sacking Colin Kaepernick.
I know.
So you got a little bit of a problem there.
Don't have a problem acknowledging.
Also,
I was way too high on Kaepernick.
One more thing. They've won 2 games by double digits. One of those was the first game of the year. They have struggled in the last 10 weeks.
I know you're right with everything. I just see that.
Everything.
Mess.
No, he's not right on everything.
With everything.
Don't do that.
Let's just clip that.
Next one. A lot of big Hurricane numbers this week.
Huge. Jacksonville, Indiana, man.
Now, when you give them a mismatch, and again, they've struggled, so you know they're all fired up, but they lost Ahmad Bradshaw. Luck's protection will deteriorate. I'm taking them.
All right, wise guys are with you all over that. I mean, we say the wise guys are with Jacksonville every week because the number against Jacksonville is always so big, but let me throw something at you. Who is the 3rd most effective running back in the past 4 weeks of the season?
Denard Robinson.
Giddy up, my friend.
Look, this is what I do. This is what I do. I do football.
Denard Robinson, the past month of the season, 3rd best yards per rush behind Jamal Charles and Arian Foster. Indy, 29th yards per rush defensively. So you've got a chance for Jacksonville to control the ball, keep the game close. Backdoor cover, by the way.
All right. Dallas.
Dallas and the Giants.
Again,
Dallas 3.5-point favorite.
The hook, generally I don't like this, but I have a feeling Jason Garrett is 8-1 off buys. That's a pretty nice number.
Yes.
And it's a home dog off a bye. So basically, all the wise guys think that's a better team, well-rested, off a bye. Generally don't like 3.5, but I'm taking Dallas here.
All right, so the wise guys were mostly split on this game, but the logic I like from the wise guys on the Giants is what I like better, so I'm going with that. Jason Garrett off a bye is not Bill Belichick, so that doesn't really scare anybody. Right now, you got 80% of the money coming on Dallas.
That's funny to you?
Did you just reference Jason Garrett off the bye?
Hey, he's 8-1 off a bye.
It's true.
And his teams have been 8-8, 8-8, 8-8 the last 3 years.
So, you've got 80% of the money. You've got a road favorite. Those are 2 things you want to walk away from if you're a bettor. But also think about this. The last 2 weeks, and I know Waddle, I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to say. Last week, the Giants, Eli had 5 interceptions. They still had a chance to beat the 49ers. The week before, against Seattle, they were in that game until the end of the game, and there were more turnovers. So you can't really make your predictions based on what's going to happen with turnovers because they're so random. So you got to go with sort of what you know historically and what the metrics say. The metrics say that the right side is the Giants.
I'm just rooting for Dallas because I'm tired of everybody clobbering Romo. I'm finding this voyage fun.
I love Romo, and I'm a huge Cowboys fan. Everything is better in the NFL when the Cowboys are good. They're just the wrong side.
All right, I'll take Detroit.
Detroit or New England.
Sandwich game, coming off a big emotional win. They play the Packers next. Defensively, I think they keep it close. I think it's kind of an ugly 26-23 game.
All right, so I have no consensus in this game whatsoever. If the wise guys, look at this. New England, as we talked about before, the wise guys, the Patriots have scored 40 points the past 6 weeks.
So even the wise guys are impressed with that.
Very impressed. But the problem is they're playing the best defense in the NFL. So this line is a little bit inflated because the public is so enamored with Tom Brady. They're so enamored with what the Patriots are doing. The wise guys are keeping their hands in their pockets because Detroit has scored 24 points once all year.
Which is remarkable.
First week of the season.
When you consider Detroit's personnel, it does make you step back.
The last 9 games, the Detroit Lions are averaging 17 points per game.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, Calvin Johnson's been hurt, and they're struggling, and I think Matthew Stafford is playing much more conservatively, but it's a hard game to pick. You don't need to bet every game.
All right, next up.
Next up, Miami and Denver. Miami at Denver. Denver 7-point favorite.
There's always the best team in the league nobody's talking about. It's Miami. They're healthier. Denver is a mess physically. That seems like that's easy money to me.
All right, so the wise guys are with you 100%. This is a scary game for Denver. Miami's defense, the last 5 games, 11.2 points per game. They're holding quarterbacks to a 76 QBR. Last 7 games, they haven't lost a game by more than 3 points. Their most difficult game this year was against the Packers, and they had that game.
Had it.
As you said, Peyton Manning struggling the past 3 weeks, 6 INTs the past 3 weeks. Is he going to have Ronnie Hillman? Is he going to have Emmanuel Sanders? Is he going to have Julius Thomas? Also, think about the pressure. Peyton Manning not great against the pressure. Miami 4th best in sacks in the NFL.